Shifting our focus to another important development that we are tracking in an interview with the Canadian broadcaster CBC News, Gurpatwant Singh Pannun, the leader of terror-designated Sikhs for Justice, has praised Trudeau's move. He said that Canada is upholding the rule of law and in the process also revealed that he has been providing information to the Canadian government and Trudeau directly for the past 3 years. If true, this goes to further suggest that the Trudeau government has been colluding with the Khalistanis and in this case, a man who has been charged with the worst terror acts in India. All right, Brian, as you join me back on the broadcast, we have heard the latest statements that have come in an interview from the Khalistani Sikh chief of the banned terrorist outfit, and now what in the comments have revealed in fact is a big shocker that could be held against the Canadian government, as Pannun has in fact testified that in the past he has been giving for the last 3 years inputs to the Canadian government about the activities and what has been going on in India, and if at all this is believed to be true, this in fact remains very open that this is how the Khalistani Canadian government nexus was operating to in fact now strain the relations with India on a diplomatic level.
Well, Simran, definitely. Now, the head of the terrorist group Sikh for Justice, Gurpatwant Singh Pannun, has stated that Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's recent comments reflect Canada's strong commitment to justice, the rule of law and national security. He now claimed that his organization has been in communication with the Prime Minister's office for the past 2 to 3 years, providing details also about the alleged espionage networks. Now, according to Pannun, he also informed the PMO about how Indian High Commissioner Sanjay Verma, along with his deputies and predecessors, allegedly established an espionage network that supported Indian agents in the assassination of Khalistani extremist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Even he also questioned the loyalty of Indo-Canadians also with ties to India, asking whether they are committed to the Canadian constitution or still aligned with India. And he even pointed out that since Nijjar's murder, no Indo-Canadian organization, including certain MPs, have openly supported the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau for his stand, particularly since September 18, 2023. Yes, Simran.
All right, Brian, thank you for sharing the latest. In fact, now joining me on the broadcast is the editorial directorate of TSG, Madhav Nalapar. Thank you for speaking to us, sir. In this morning, this is in fact a lot to absorb and to understand as far as the escalation and the strained ties of India-Canada is concerned. At one side, Justin Trudeau has in fact admitted that there was no hard proof. At the other instance, there are evidence through the form of interviews on record where Gurpatwant Singh Pannun in fact has admitted as well that he has been colluding with the Canadian government. So this is no longer hidden. This is in fact very much out there in the public, which has exposed the nexus in fact that has been going on and which has in fact led to the ties get troubled and strained of Canada with India.
Well, look, I'd like to say that, number one, these people have been involved in several acts of terror in India. Several dozens of lives have been lost in India as a consequence of these acts. And it's absolutely shocking that the Canadian government, instead of agreeing to the Indian government's request to extradite these known terrorists back to India, that they are in fact sheltering them, and in fact they are in direct and constant contact, friendly contact with such elements. This is really very shocking. This is like it is becoming obvious that Justin Trudeau's government was facilitating terror on Indian territory, and this is a very serious offence under international law. So I think this is an extremely serious matter, and Gurpatwant Singh Pannun, he is well known to have several links with terror groups operating in India, and if I may say so, in different parts of the world, including in the UK, Australia, Canada, and the US. And these countries are, they don't know what they're nurturing. They will unfortunate, but it's like 9/11. 9/11 was allowed to happen because of the negligence of the Clinton administration and the George W. Bush administration initially in not recognizing the danger of these groups operating freely in and out of America. Now, quite frankly, it is very clear Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister's office, Justin Trudeau, they have been colluding with these elements. And the question is, did the Canadian authorities share with India intel about the operations of such elements in Canada? If not, why not? Supposing there is a terror plot on Indian territory against Canadian interests, certainly the Indian government is going to provide evidence to the Canadians so that the whole thing can be nipped in the bud. The Canadian government, on the other hand, has done nothing of the sort. They have not given the evidence that they have in their possession, evidence that clearly implicates the people they are shielding, the people they are supporting, and in fact, they have been colluding with them, protecting them to the extent to which they are willing to damage ties with India at the expense of the security of the Indo-Pacific and to the benefit of the People's Republic of China and extremist forces across the world who see India under Prime Minister Modi as a target.
All right. Madhav Nolapat, Professor Madhav Nolapat, in fact, speaking to us. I'll request you to kindly stay on with us on the broadcast while we also get more breaking updates and, in fact, what we are learning so far in the latest